Hey, what's up, guys? You're here with Goran and Ashley from PickDawgz. Thank you for joining us. We're finally through the international break. It was not fun, I gotta say that, Ashley. I did not enjoy any of those games. It was I don't know. I maybe hit 1 out of 10 or something like that. I basically gave up on premiums after day one, and I just said, "Fuck this shit. This is so annoying." You take you take Croatia, which is my team, -2 in the
Mhm.
first half against freaking Gibraltar, and they score one goal. And I'm done after that. Okay, I even turned the game off. I was like, fuck this shit. I don't know. I don't even want to think about these games anymore.
Yeah, because you and I should be scoring 2 against Gibraltar in the first half, and I love Croatia is one of my top teams too since being friends with you, and you look at that lineup, right, and it's just like they're loaded from the front to the from the strikers to the back line. Yeah, it's just one of those, right, that you knew the second half goal instantly was coming. But yeah, if I could tell you in the last on the break, the thing that I had, I would do these lower leagues and I actually felt like I had really good reads. So I would have over 2.5. I would get 2 goals in the first half, in the first like 25 minutes sometimes, and then nothing. If I seriously probably lost like 7 or 8 in the last week and a half, where I had 2 goals in the first half and just couldn't get another one. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
glad the break's over and glad to move on to these.
Yeah, we do have another one in November, guys. So we'll somehow push through that one, and then we are off until like March, if I'm not mistaken. And just club football is Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, and a bunch of domestic leagues as well. Now is the time to get on those 7 day passes for our premium picks, guys. You can click the links in the description and you can get them because you have 3 or 4 days of the domestic leagues now through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And then you have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League, and we are back at it over the weekend. So, I mean, there's a lot of great games, a lot of great premium picks. And in these videos on YouTube, you can get a lot of free picks, including this one. I actually selected 4 games from the top 5 leagues over the weekend, and then she has a bunch of those bet builders from lower leagues, a couple of MLS picks, which I actually love a lot. And let's get some winners there, actually, right? Let's get it going with a Friday game. PSG and Strasbourg is the game that we have in the French League One. I actually like your pick. I think it's gonna go that way. It's hard to go with the player props because PSG has many injuries and we don't know who's gonna be in the lineup, who's not gonna be in the lineup, especially because they have a Champions League game next week.
Right, they do have a Champions League coming up. Anyone who knows me knows that right that PSG and Barca are my two favorite teams. But yeah, I'm PSG heavy home favorites here. But like you said, injuries and stuff. So I'm just going to keep this simple. I'm not even going to pick a winner here. I'm just going to go with the classic of both teams to score over 2.5. We're getting that at plus 108, and so just for me getting this at plus money, it is worth a swing. So you look at the Strasbourg side. A lot of people don't know much about them, but they have scored in every single league match so far this season, and that's even versus on the road versus Marseille, and they've scored against Monaco. So yeah, I think that they can net against PSG, and I obviously think PSG can score. So at plus money, I think that Strasbourg will keep their streak alive of scoring in every league match so far.
Yeah, Strasbourg has been great. And now just looking at all the players that we have, I mean, I think I read somewhere that, well, of course, the Bella is out. I think Due is out as well. A bunch of other players for PSG. So the one player that could potentially do well, and that's coming out of left field for me, is Lee Kang, the Korean guy. We're getting him at -110 to get 1+ shot on target. So I think that could be worth a sprinkle if he ends up playing in the starting 11. And with all the injuries, I think he actually might get enough minutes to get us 1 shot on target in this game.
Yeah.
Next up, you selected the game for Saturday, actually Barcelona versus Girona. I said before the video we can spend a few minutes talking about this game, but it just hurts so much. I mean,
Uh,
Barcelona got their asses whooped against Sevilla. I mean, it was such an ass whooping that I haven't seen that in a couple of seasons for Barcelona. But
yeah.
I was looking at that game and they just couldn't pass the ball. I was like, what the hell is going on with this team?
Yeah, one of those weird ones where they like Barca typically do, right? They dominate the metrics, and then I don't know what the hell their problem was. Just one of those, right? These huge name teams are just going to go down every once in a while. But Sevilla, should Barca have beaten them? Yes, but Sevilla, I've actually been betting on them a little bit. The taking on the plus ones and things like that. They've not been playing as badly as people expected them to. But yeah, that I'm hoping that was just a one off. So this should be what I'm hoping is a get right spot for Barca. Against a team that's just not playing very well at all. Barca's at home. So, yeah, I'm going to take Barca to win over 2.5 goals. And then you guys know what's coming. I'm going to add to that Lamine Yamal to score or assist. So he has scored or assisted in 6 straight league matches. And, I just think that's a steal. I'm really not worried about Champions League match coming up. They have several day turnaround there, and they are at home here. So yeah, getting that at evens, it's been very consistent, and I'm kind of glad they're coming off of a loss. So right, maybe that pissed them off a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just not sure, to be honest, if he's going to be in the lineup or not. If anything, I think he might get the last 30 minutes or so because he was injured.
Yeah.
He didn't even play for Spain during this international break because of an injury. They have a Champions League game next week as well. I mean, the injury list is long for Barcelona right now. So Joan Garcia, Ter Stegen are both out, the goalkeepers. So which means that Chesney will be on goal. Gavi, Dani Olmo, Rafinha, Lewandowski, and Ferran Torres are all listed as injured as of right now. Of course, that could change until Saturday. Uh, Lamine Yamal is in the like a predicted starting 11 for Barcelona for this game, but like I said, I'm not sure how much time he'll get.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a way you could take Rashford to score or assist, or maybe take Rashford's shots in this game instead of Yamal score or assist. That's up to you guys. You can definitely decide. I mean, Rashford has been taking a lot of shots lately. He's been getting a lot of minutes, scored a few goals, got a few assists. So he's been doing a solid job without Rafinha on the pitch, and even Yamal and so on and so on. But yeah, I do agree with you. I think that as Barcelona was suffering against Sevilla, I think Girona will suffer against Barcelona in this game. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think it should be a good one for them. Uh, Next one, actually. Now this is a big one in Bundesliga that we have. We have their Klassiker. We have Bayern Munich against Borussia Dortmund. This is gonna be a big match. Both teams playing well. And I actually love your pick here. I think that getting that price for this pick is absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, this one, like you said, is just a classic. Typically, just a full-on brawl, right? So Bayern are heavy favorites, but I really don't care. The last two heads-up between these have ended in draws. So one had a 2-2 scoreline, and the other one ended 1-1. Dortmund, another team that scored in every league match so far. So I think that they do score against this mighty Bayern side. I think the last two inning and draws will give them some confidence. So I'm just going to take both teams to score, and I'm just simply combining that with a first half goal. So yeah, over 0.5 in the first half, and both to score at -112. Historically, this is a bet that should land easily for us. I know one of your favorite bets is Bayern over 1.5 first half. So I definitely think one of these teams snags this one in the first half.
I mean, there are so many players you can take for a player prop in this game. It's just insane. Um, I honestly wanted to look at the cards for this game. I still don't have the line though for it. So maybe a player stat, of course. I don't know. I mean, are they aiming to get one shot on target is plus 100, which is absolutely insane because that guy has been firing for Dortmund this season. I
Yeah.
mean, Niko Kovac made him in a great player. Of course, there are a bunch of other players like I mean Guirassi to get 2+ shots on target. It's plus 150. I'm honestly not sure I would risk it. I think that's going to be a bit tough in my opinion. But there are a bunch of other players from Bayern, of course, that you can take. Harry Kane is there, obviously. Julian Brandt is plus 150 to get 1+ shot on target. He takes free kicks, I think penalty kicks. Well, that's actually Girassi. But I mean, there are like 5 or 6 different players. If you had to pick a player, which one would it be for a player prop? To score a goal or shots or assist?
There's so many to choose from. So I typically, when it's like that, I'm going to look for value. So I'm going to look for the underdog side. And I'm glad you mentioned Adeyemi because I think I would take a chance if you're getting really good odds on him to score or assist. He's good at doing either of those, or like you said, even just taking a shot. But yeah, typically I like to look at a team that I know can score, and they're the underdogs. You're going to get more value on the player props that way.
Yeah, and there are a few interesting ones that I'm just looking at. So for a player to get assist, Harry Kane to get one plus assist, it's plus 290. We know that he doesn't just score goals, he assists quite a
Right.
lot as well. There's Olise plus 125 to get one assist. And then Luis Diaz, it's plus 145 to get an assist in this game. So there's something that you could actually look when it comes to assists as well. Then you just have to hope that they're efficient in that attacking end and they actually score goals and not hit a post 6 times in the same game. So we'll see how
Yeah,
this
and
one's going to
Luis
go.
Diaz has been doing really well too, as far as like getting shots on target. So if you want to kind of throw him in there to get a couple of shots and
Yeah.
one on target to get it to plus money, so yeah. But like you said, it just tons of players all over the pitch for both teams that you could pick for shots or to score or assist.
Yeah, I think I might sprinkle a little on Harry Kane to get an assist. I like those odds. It's like plus
Yeah,
250.
yeah, those are
That's
nice.
definitely worth the shot. Uh, the last game that you picked, Ashley, before we get on to your bonus picks, is in Serie A, and that's a Sunday game. That's a game between Milan and Fiorentina. We know that Milan had a solid run of form before the international break. They did have that lazy 0-0 draw against Juventus in that derby, but apart from that, I mean, they've been playing well. They've been scoring goals, and they've been sitting very close to the top of the table. I'm not sure where they are actually right now, but what do you have in this game?
This is just a simple player prop for me. So Milan around minus 200 favorites at home. Fiorentina, a team that I typically like, but they're just all over the place this season. I'm going to take Pulisic to score or assist. That's at minus 120. He has scored or assisted in 6 matches for Milan so far this season. So playing a Fiorentina side who have conceded to Como and Cagliari, yeah, I definitely think that this is a good setup here for Milan. So yeah, I'll take their top scorer to get either a goal or an assist at minus 120.
Yeah, he's been doing well. I see him as questionable for this game, although there's still time before Sunday. Of course, a couple of players that I'd like to mention for Milan, of course, Nkunku and Jimenez. I mean, we could find some value with two of them as well. Maybe a shot on target or something like that. But Fiorentina has been garbage, like you said. I mean, they're sitting almost in the relegation zone right now. It's still early in the season, obviously, but they have only 3 points out of 6 games. They still haven't won a single game this season, which is just
Yeah,
stupid.
they're horrible, and I used to love even last season, right? Taking player props and think they're just bad. They're just a bad team right now.
Yeah. Okay, so you have Pulisic to score or assist. I think those are great odds at minus 120. He's been actually playing in a pretty solid form for Milan this season as well. That's it actually for your picks from the top 5 leagues. Now we are moving on to your bonus picks, and we know that these are pretty much your bread and butter. You like those bet builders, and you have quite a few of them in this picks. We're kicking it off on Friday. There's a matchup in the Netherlands. That's Eerste Divisie, am I correct? That's the second division, right?
Yes.
Den Haag and Dordrecht is the matchup. Let's be honest, guys. There's no excuse. I know that all the books have this league. I used to live in Canada, and I had fan duels and whatever else is going on, and they all have it. So even if you have some weird ass book, you have these games as well. I used to bet on these games a lot because it's. I want to say it's a bit nicer when you're well, I suppose nicer to watch games and bet on those games when you're in North America because they kick off early in the morning
Hmm.
and then later on you have the whole afternoon off and you can watch a bigger game or something like that. But these are always pretty much earlier in the morning and there's always something to bet on when you're in North America.
Yeah, and they're super early for me because I'm in the middle of the Pacific, right? I live here in this Hawaiian island chain, which I love, but it does make me have to live on a totally different schedule. But yeah, any footy book worth its salt is going to have this league, one of my top leagues to bet. And to keep this one simple here, Den Haag, they might be listed just as ADO, so don't let that confuse
Yeah.
you if you see them listed as that in the book. Yeah, so we're going to take over 0.5 in the first half. The odds with over 0.5 were just a little bit too much juice for me. So over 0.75 in the first half, and then over 2.5 at minus 120. This has hit pretty consistently. It's hit in 5 straight for Den Haag and 3 of the last 4 heads up. So I think at these odds, that's it's kind of a no-brainer for me in this league.
Yeah, that Eerste Divisie is well known for goals. I mean, there are teams that are just scoring goals and conceding goals. They don't even care about defending in that league, pretty much.
Right.
It's just goals, goals, goals. But every now and then there will be like 8 games on the schedule on the same day, and 6 of them will end in a 1-1 draw, and that just pisses you off. But
They do
uh,
have those rare days, but yeah, but I'll tell you what, if you want to take some beer money and take like this same bet or over 0.5 first half, over 2.5 on the whole slate when there's like 10 or 12 matches, you'll come out in the green way more times than not. So
yeah. Moving on to the next 2 games, actually, you have them in the MLS. Nashville and Inter Miami is the first game, and the second one is New England versus Chicago. Let's kick it off with Inter Miami. It's almost decision day in the MLS, which means that all games are being played on Saturday. I think decision day might be next week, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that, just to figure out who's getting into playoffs, who's not getting into playoffs. And we have only 2 times for these games. We have that's 12 a.m. for me, which means that's 7 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday for the Eastern Conference, and then we have 3 a.m., which is actually 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. for Eastern time for the Western Conference.
yeah, I don't know. I need to have about 4 clocks on my walls with all the different time zones. So I don't know. With CMLS, for most of you guys watching it, we're on the mainland U.S., right? It's going to be the typical times these kick off. But for this Nashville, Inter Miami, just going with the same one here, for there to be a first half goal and then over 2.5 at minus 121. This has hit in 5 of Nashville's last 6, 7 of 8 for Miami, and it's hit in 4 straight head to head. And I didn't write this one down, but as a side note, I will be putting half a unit on Sam Surridge, anytime goal scorer. At even money with the form he's been in is just insane. And Nashville are at home; they are slight favorites. So yeah, gonna throw that in there. He scored in 6 of their last 8, and we know he'll try like everyone does against the Miami side with Messi on it. So yeah, first half goal over 2.5.
I just want to confirm that this is actually the decision day in the MLS. So this is the last day of the regular season in the
Mhm.
MLS, and all of the games are being played on Saturday. Now, just looking at the standings, Nashville will be going either straight to playoffs or they will go to those additional playoffs if they end up either 8th or 9th, and they're only 2 points away from Chicago and 3 points away from Columbus. So there could be some changes there. Inter Miami doesn't have to worry about anything. They're going into playoffs. It's gonna be one of the top 2 spots. So it's gonna be either second or third place. They can't get to first anymore. We'll
Yeah.
see how the lineup is gonna look like, but I think it's it. I think we should see goals in this game quite easily on both sides, probably. Next one, actually, like I said, New England and Chicago. And just looking at the standings here, New England is done. They are going nowhere. And Chicago, they could definitely use a win out of this one, but they will be going at least those additional playoffs for the playoffs if they end up losing this game.
Right, and you'll notice a trend here. I'm staying with been having a lot of success with this exact same type bet. So we're going to take a first half goal again and over 2.5. The total on this one's been bet up slightly since I've placed it. So if you do want to take this one, I would take it sooner rather than later. But yeah, like Chicago here, they've just been a team that their matches have goals. So I think honestly they could cover this themselves. I do think that New England score, but I think Chicago could do it on their own. It's hit in 8 of the last 9 for Chicago, and it's hit in the last 2 head to head. And yeah, I love a couple of scores. Chicago has a couple of really good strikers. So yeah, I think that we possibly see goals from both sides, but it doesn't matter. I think Chicago is capable of getting us over the line by themselves.
Yeah, the next few games are in the Scandinavia. Actually, we have some Norwegian matchups. We have a matchup in Danish. Is that the Super? No, that's not the Super League. That's the second division, if I'm not mistaken. But let's go with the first one. We have Bryne versus Rosenborg in Norwegian Elite Serie, and that should be an interesting matchup. Now, your player, he is from Rosenborg.
Yeah, yeah. This guy hit for us last time. And he's just been a hot hand for me lately. So I was getting him around plus 250. So the books have caught on a little bit, but still getting him at plus 180 is great value. So he scored in 6 of his last 9. Rosenborg slight favorites here, and the last head-to-head, Rosenborg put up 3 versus this side. So I don't know if I said they were home, but anyway, Rosenborg is slight favorites in this match. So yeah, with his form, I could honestly see him scoring 2, but we'll just take him to score 1. Getting any plus money on him right now is worth a play.
Yeah, I'm Elite Serie, though. That's actually quite fun. And we have a few teams that are scoring a lot of goals, such as Bodo Glimt and Rosenborg is doing well, and a few others as well. For the second matchup, also in the Norwegian Elite Series, speaking of a team that can score a lot of goals, Brann is definitely one of those teams as well.
Right, and they are huge home favorites here. It's like minus 1,000 the last time I checked. So this Sever Magnuson, I've been another hot foot right, that I've been riding here. We're going to take him to score and just combine that with Braun team total over 1.5, and getting that at evens, I think is just a steal. He's really stepped up in their front line. He scored their only goal in versus Lille in Europa and versus Utrecht, I believe. So yeah, so scored 2 of their only goals in Europa, and I think with them being huge favorites here, I think it's possibly scores more than 1. But yeah, Brown should put up, I would say, a few goals in this one. So I feel like this is a pretty safe bet. And anytime you feel like it's kind of safe and you're getting a plus in front of that number is worth a swing for sure.
Yeah, so Magnusson to score a goal and Brann team total over 1.5 goals at even money. That's a nice bet builder. I might actually take advantage of this, and I'll sprinkle something on this. Is this a Sunday or Saturday game?
Hold on, let me see.
This is
I think it's Sunday. Is it Sunday?
No, that's a Saturday game. Saturday game.
Fuck, I don't know. I just scribble. I got shit scribbled all over the place. Yeah. It's one of those. It's sometime this weekend. But
The
also
next one is on Sunday, though.
this away team, Hogerson, I don't even think I've seen a defense this bad in a while. They have conceded multiple goals in 13 straight matches, which I don't think I've ever heard of. Yeah, that's pretty bad. So Braun should lay it on them here.
Is this a premium for you?
It probably will be.
Yeah, there you have it, guys. That's a premium on the video from Ashley. Definitely take. I mean, it's even money. You have to take advantage of that, guys. This next game is on Sunday. That's a matchup between Lyngby and Aarhus in the Danish first division, if I'm not mistaken.
This one, I'm not even going to try to pronounce. I mean, well, I will actually, just for comedic value, right? So this dude, he's just been super hot. I've been hitting on him lately. Frederick Gudger. We'll just go with that. Anyway, plus 150 to get this dude to score. And I love, these Danish leagues are just more leagues that I love for goals, period, and then for player props also. He has scored in 5 straight league matches, and they're slight home favorites here. So I think plus 150 is fantastic value.
Yeah, there you have it. Now the next game, the last game of the video. This is a huge player prop for you actually. This is the Brazilian Serie B.
Yeah,
It's not Serie A, right?
right.
So I honestly can say maybe I'm not that familiar. Maybe they have a different name, but I've never heard of this team. The home team, uh, Ferroviaria. Is that how you
Ferrovi-
say it, I guess? Yeah,
Ferroviaria, yeah.
I've heard of Paysandu, definitely.
Well,
I
there you
haven't
go.
heard.
Paysandu is all that matters because that's who this guy plays for. I just spend all of my days. It's a pathetic amount of time studying this sport and betting it. And I came across this guy a couple weeks ago. I think the last match I took him, he was like plus 400, four something, right, which was crazy. Took him and he hit, and he has scored in three of their last four. Now they're slight underdogs here, but Ferroviaria, they're plus money to win also. So it's kind of like the book see it as a toss up. But getting plus 375 on a guy who has scored in three of his last four, all as underdogs, right?
Mm.
It's just insane value. Throw a half unit on it. Just write this guy down in a book, and if he doesn't hit it for you this time, he will soon. I would honestly have this number closer to like plus 220. So we're getting almost double the value. He should not be um, plus 375.
Oh, there you have it, guys. That's a huge player prop from Ashley. Now, that's a Monday game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So make sure that you look on Monday if you don't have it on a Sunday slate or something like that. So Mauricio Garcés to score at plus 375. He plays for Paysandu in the Brazilian Serie B league. That's it, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this video. Some player props, some bet builders, some let's call them straight bets or whatever. It's gonna be an interesting weekend. Don't forget about our premium picks. Leave us a comment, guys. Subscribe, hit that like button, and of course, jump on our premium picks. The links to join are in the description of this video. Have a good one, everyone, and we'll see you soon.